This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Julian Ferguson from Hope Shores Alliance. Good morning, Julian.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
Thanks for being here today. And as my show is for all nonprofit groups and organizations, I've had several on since we've been open and able to tape in person again. And of course, the mission still continued all through all of the times when we were working at home and we didn't have open places. All of the services continued. So how are things at Hope Shores Alliance?
Yeah, things are good. We from the very beginning worked really hard to make sure we were providing services in safe and responsible ways. Like you said, we remained open here to serve survivors, but we're working on staggering our schedule to get back in the office to be even more accessible. We're willing to work with survivors on whatever makes sense for them. So if they prefer a telehealth model, that's what we'll do. But if they prefer to meet in person, then that's what we'll do. But yeah, we're working on getting back in the office safely and responsibly. Lots of safety mechanisms in place to keep staff, volunteers, and survivors, most of all, healthy.
Well, thank you for doing that. And as I've said it every time since I started taping again, it's amazing to me the ideas that people have come up with to keep services going, to do fundraising, the innovative ways. You know, if there's anything good about this horrible disease, that's what's good about it.
Oh yeah, we found all sorts of innovative and creative ways to meet survivors in new and exciting ways, different types of outreach, just so they know we're still here, you know, partnering with food banks and things to get our name out there. And of course, our safe house has remained fully operational from the very beginning with the 24-hour feeding regimen. So across the board, we're working on getting things back to our new normal, right? Things that I don't think will ever go back completely.
True.
But yeah, just trying to be as accessible as possible. We know abusers try to isolate, so whatever we can do to combat that, that's a main tactic that they use. So we just want to make sure that survivors know we're here, we're open, we'll meet them where they're at, and provide services in person or remotely.
And your thrift store has reopened.
Yes, very exciting. We were so excited to get that open again. That was, you know, that was tough. One, because it's such a staple in the community, and it's such a lovely place to go, and just to get that sense of community and meet other people in the area. But also, it was a huge loss of income.
Yes.
You know, that's our biggest source of unrestricted funds to meet the variant needs of survivors as they come. So we're so grateful for our grant funders, but they have very specific things, and so that you have to spend the money on. So in a pandemic, when you can't predict what you'll need, losing that income was really tough, and you know, we're always looking for ways to make that up, and we're grateful that we can open once again with safety precautions and masks and social distancing and limited capacity, but we're really excited that we're
okay. And your housing program, you're hoping to really beef it up?
Yeah, we have a new housing program coordinator that's been there a couple months, and she's really taking some more innovative and flexible approaches like we were talking about. And one of the things she's working on right now is building relationships with landlords across our 5-county area. So Alpena, Alcona, Montmorency, Presqu'île, and Iosco, we're just looking to build a whole group of landlords that are willing to partner with Hope Shores Alliance. We have a housing program, transitional housing, and we will pay the rent for survivors for a year or two, depending on which program they're part of. And then survivors access our supportive services throughout that period to lead to like a sustainable plan beyond those 2-year or 1-year programs. So we're looking for landlords to partner with us and to talk about what a partnership might look like, specifically for 3-bedroom houses right now, which is really a huge need. So if somebody is already a landlord, or if they know somebody who is, we would love to hear from them about what opportunities might exist to partner. Hope Shores would pay the rent, and we can talk about contract specifics along the way.
And very much needed. I mean, rentals are really hard to find, and if you could get some landlords lined up that, you know, knows the good reputation of Hope Shores Alliance, and that you're like another person on the team, you know, give you a call. Yes, please.
Yes, we're very passionate about accessible housing for survivors, and that's what we're looking for in this case, is just landlords that are passionate about survivor services and who want that consistent income, that rent for 1 to 2 years depending on the program, and who are willing to partner with us. We'd love to chat with them.
Okay.
They
Perfect.
can email us or call us, whatever works best for them.
And what about volunteer services?
Yes, we're so excited to get that up and running again.
Yay.
Natalie, our volunteer coordinator, is working very hard. We've welcomed some thrift store volunteers back already, the ones that are comfortable and who can, who are following safety regulations. And then we were just talking the other day, she's going to try to get our Alpina program up and running again. And so of course we're always looking for new volunteers, but we're also very excited to bring back our existing volunteers because we just miss them so much.
Yes.
They're so integral to the organization and we value them so much, so it'll be nice to get them back and working with us again. We miss them.
And as volunteers, you can do office work, answer telephones, you can work in the thrift store, you can do fundraising. There's just, you
so
can
much.
work in the safe house. There's so many things that volunteers can do.
We are so interested in hearing from people what they're passionate about, what their skills are, and then we can, without a doubt, find a place to fit that in and meet those variant interests and talents. You can work directly with survivors, or you can do some of the behind the scenes administrative stuff. It really, our programs are so robust that wherever you are interested, we can find a place for you. So.
And you know, I think having Hope Shores Alliance in our community and your long, rich history of helping people, I think that the word is getting out there that someone doesn't have to put up with sexual abuse, someone doesn't have to put up with domestic violence. So from your standpoint, what's the best way for someone who's maybe having one of these things happen but they're afraid to let anyone know? What's the first step that they should take?
Well, honestly, I think the first step often falls to people who are receiving the disclosure, right? Is we have to become a safe person. We have to earn that story from people. So really it's about making yourself, doing the work to make yourself a non-judgmental person where someone would feel safe to disclose. And remembering in pretty much every space you occupy, likely there's a survivor, whether it's of sexual violence, domestic violence, dating violence, or stalking. So making sure that we are a safe person and that when someone does disclose and honors us with that disclosure, that we believe them, we support them, and we validate them, and then we're aware of the resources that we can provide for them. Yeah, I think the pandemic has been tough for a lot of people in a lot of different ways, but survivors especially with, you know, abusers use isolation as a tactic. So when they're told, when survivors hear, isolate, 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 it's almost like signing a permission slip for that abuser to continue to use that. So just trying to be accessible to your friends and family who might be going through something like this, and asking, you know, taking it upon yourself to ask if you feel like something might be wrong, and creating space for people to be honest if they're concerned.
And what's the best number for someone to call you at?
Yeah, so we have our 24-hour help and support line, which is 800-396-9129.
Okay.
But also through our Facebook or through email at contact us at Hope Shores. Obviously, most confidential is the phone, but we really just want to be accessible across the board, whatever way makes sense for them. Or in person too. You know, our office locations are open again, so dropping by or safe house. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, and please thank everyone in your office, from all of us here at WBKB TV, for keeping the fires burning through all of this, and we appreciate their continued support of our community.
Thank you so much, Nancy. I appreciate you having me today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'll be right back with some information from Art in the Loft following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last guest today is Amanda Kushnicki from Art in the Loft. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
Good. I'm really glad to hear that Art in the Loft is opened again with all the social distancing rules in place.
Indeed. We have got everything under control. The center building itself has a policy, and we adhere to that, so it's just masks up into the building, but everything is spaced out really well, and we've got tons of color up there, tons of artists to look at, lots of great stuff.
So you're actually the education coordinator, which I'm sure is right up your alley.
It
is.
I'm
sure you're so happy every day.
I am. Trust me, this is a very fulfilling job. Our Art in the Loft is very community-based.
Yes, it is.
And one of the things that makes all of us that work there so proud to be there is because we are so community-based. So when we got to reopen our doors, we also got to start doing classes again, of course with limited social distancing, but we held our first class not that long ago, about a week ago, and the whole enthusiasm, you could just feel it running through the whole gallery, and it was such a delight.
And when Justin was on a couple of weeks ago, he was talking about your virtual classes too.
That's right.
It's amazing what you're doing.
Well, you have to adapt, and we are, again, so community-based, and we miss our community members, and we love their support for us, and this is just a great way to stay in their lives and in touch with them. You know, sometimes we don't get to see them face to face, but we want them to know that we are still thinking of them and thinking of the creativity and all the things that they can be doing. So we did do, some virtual classes, and one of the new things we're kicking off as well are art kits. So we have a cooking kit, like a culinary in the kitchen kit, and a visual art kit that we'll do at the beginning of every month. You can sign up for it. All of your supplies are included, including all of the food to make your recipe.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's not, you have your upfront cost of the kit, which are very reasonable. It's $15 for a visual art kit and $20 for a culinary kit. But again, everything's included. Easy to follow instructions, little collector pins that each kit will have. Yeah, it's very pizzazz for the kids, just to, again, keep them busy, keep families busy and going. So it's just a new way we adapted to everything that's going on.
And what are the ages?
The ages are 5 and up on these kits.
Okay.
So they're geared really for all your siblings. And yes, the kits are, 1 project per kit, but if you've got a couple siblings that want to work together on a kit, it's wonderful, and that's what we're hoping to promote in that. So, and along with our in-class or in-person classes as well. So we'll still continue those.
So give me an idea of what some of the in-person classes are.
Oh my goodness, we do a SMART class, we call it. So it's Saturday morning art, and it's for ages 5 and up, and they come in and they get to play with a medium they may not get to play with at home. Say chalk pastels, we know how messy they can be, right? Well, that's our job at the loft, is to make sure you can be messy there, we clean up your mess, and you don't have to worry about getting on your carpet at home or the couch or whatever it may be. So
I should have brought my grandson there instead of my driveway and my front porch. Oh, what a mess.
Right, exactly. So that's, I think, one of the best parts parents really enjoy, is they get to come and make that mess with us. But so it's Brushes and Basics, which is an adult introduction to art class. We try to make sure we've got art for everyone, all ages. We've got Creative Companions, which is an adult-child class you do together. So you do a project together and then do something in the kitchen together. So it's great for grandparents who have grandkids here over the summer, or maybe there's a situation like our boss now, where they're having a new baby and they just want to do something with one of the older kids just to kind of get away. It's pretty nice. So
okay. Yeah. So how do we find out about all these classes?
Our website is one of the best websites. I'm not being biased. Yes, I am. It's very easy to follow. All of this information is on there through Create Art. You just click on that tab and it shows you all of our options. You get to create art, the kits, gallery, shows, hours, and we're also doing RSVP nights, so you can book the loft for an hour for you and 10 of your friends just to enjoy.
Wow. Yeah. That's a neat idea.
It is. So you're safe. We clean it between the groups, and
Okay. Yeah. So go to the website.
Go to the website, check us out.
And what are your hours?
We are open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Okay. Any other exciting classes or things coming up?
Just keep an eye on the website and our kits. It's really what we're going to push forward for, just because we know the climate is going to be that way, and the kits are selling out fast. We have plenty, so don't worry. If you still want to, you can pre-order them now. They're available the 1st of every month, and I'll give you a little jingle. Say, hey, come pick up your kit, and you can come pick up your kit right from us. Again, we'll be safe, socially distanced. We'll make sure your name is labeled and contactless if you'd like it to be.
And it's the best place in town to buy unique gifts.
It really is, and especially now, if you're thinking ahead, come in and check out our summer view. These artists would definitely appreciate the visitors coming through, and we've got, something for everybody. So.
And there's such unique gifts that you wouldn't, something individual, you wouldn't find them somewhere else.
Locally made, support the artists, support our community.
And what about volunteers?
Oh my gosh. Right now, because of everything, we're not doing too many volunteers.
Okay.
But if you are interested and you're comfortable coming out into this scenario, you just let me know. I'm at classes@artintheloft.org, and we can put you in the right position for you. Say you want to come in before hours or after hours and just help us clean, we'd appreciate that.
Okay.
If you do want to come in and help us with the kids' classes and you're comfortable with that, we'll give you all that criteria
Somebody has
as well.
a really specialty cuisine thing that they do or are skilled in.
Yep.
They could come and actually teach a class.
Yep, absolutely. Especially, again, if you're comfortable with that, we will absolutely love all the ideas that our community has.
Well, once again, we're really glad that you're open and back out in the community.
Thank you.
We really hope that the public will take advantage of all those wonderful classes, and especially those kids. It sounds like fun.
It's going to be a blast. And again, we promise we're keeping everything safe for everybody, so we're definitely diligent on that.
And a phone number to call.
We are at Thank you for that, because there's so many phone numbers that come
I
through.
bet.
It is 989, of course,
Okay.
356-4877.
And your web address is?
www.artandtheloft.org.
And you have a Facebook page?
And we do have a Facebook page and an Instagram.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So check it all out.
Yeah, please.
Thank you so much for being
Thank
here,
you.
Amanda.
Thank you.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College. I'm pleased to have as our guest this morning Debbie Bayer, VP for Instruction. Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you. Good morning.
You've been at the college 3 years,
Yes.
and you've done just marvelous work.
Thank you.
And the last year has been historic. You know, let us know your thoughts about how all that shook out.
Yeah, historic is a good term. This has been a very, very interesting time in education and in the world, actually, working through this pandemic. So, yeah, I think starting about the 1st of March,
Yeah.
we feel like we've been on a little bit of a roller coaster, but it's been quite a learning experience, and I think it's really given us an opportunity as an institution to shine.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've done some really amazing things to be able to continue education in the area.
Absolutely. And you, as VP for Instruction, have direct oversight over the faculty and the teaching and the academic quality and all that, the delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And so that puts you right in the middle of, you know, the sudden move to remote. You must have had some long nights. I know you did.
I'm going to say some really early mornings and very late nights. It's always funny to have folks respond to me saying, "Why are you emailing at 11:30
Yeah.
at night?" Because that's when I finally got time to respond. But I think everyone's put in that kind of an effort the last few months to keep things going.
They have, and it certainly would be the faculty deserve a shout out, and Sarah Burt and the
Absolutely.
support staff for really, you know, orchestrating this really monumental shift.
Yeah, I think we have a pretty amazing team when it comes to how innovative they've been with the technology that we use, how well they have supported faculty, and the faculty have just embraced what we're doing, and really to coordinate, you know, the outreach to areas that don't have the access like we do here in town.
Yes.
To be able to help keep our college students, you know, going, whether it be through online or through the remote virtual, where they're literally holding web meetings all day long.
Yeah, an amazing transition, and at light speed. You bring up a good point about you know, kind of the digital divide in the region we serve, which is large. There are folks that have access to high-speed internet, broadband, and those that don't. And
Absolutely.
this is a concern to try and figure out how to get access, better access to those who don't.
Yeah, I'm very pleased to see the state put out maps where there's hot spots, so that will hopefully help our students that are in more rural areas. But I think even in some areas, people think they have high-speed internet, but once you're trying to do web meetings
Right.
or, you know, synchronous meetings, and there's several people on it, you realize how much it can be slowed.
Yes, indeed.
So.
Well, you're in a transition yourself.
I am. Over the past several months, as we have seen, you know, the COVID has changed many people's lives in different ways. I told Don I wouldn't be emotional here. For my husband and I, we are truly finding that we are a sandwich generation. And so I have made the decision to retire. the end of summer, beginning of the fall semester, because we are trying to balance our lives between our still independent mothers
Yeah.
that are in different cities and our own children trying to work from home, raising preschoolers and an infant on the way with no daycare and things like that. So it's time for us to try to help them.
Well, it's a big loss for us, and we're going to miss you. You've done great work for us. You have a spot that is just grueling and strenuous, and the year for everyone has been exhausting. And you do send out emails at 11:30 and regularly, and that is it's understandable. And we're grateful to have had you for the 3 years. Your take on, I guess, ACC and what you enjoyed most about the place?
Wow. I will say this has been an extremely hard decision because obviously the community, our staff at the college have been wonderful. I don't think I ever felt like there was a learning curve or a trying to get to know everybody. It was very welcoming right from day one. Obviously, my husband and I love the Bay.
Oh, sure.
So, location, it's just been wonderful here. The community, the things that are available here were, of course, part of the reason that we came to begin with, and is why it's so hard leaving. So, but I think the college has been so innovative, and I've seen so many great things happening over the last 3 years that it's really been a wonderful time and a wonderful way to end my full-time career.
Well, Debbie Baer, you've done a great job for ACC, and thank you. And the next person will have big shoes to fill. And we have about 20 seconds left. Anything you want to add?
We have done such a great job building our fall schedule with so many options. I think that's what we've done all summer. I hope that students take advantage between online, our virtual classes, some face-to-face and remote mixtures. So we really have tried to build something for all students.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks.
And thank you folks for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.